Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're checking out the Brass Brigade Tripper. Now, this is a prototype, but the pre-orders are open right now. So, this is a small knife, though. 2 7/8 blade length, and then the total length is 6 7/8. So, it's not a large knife at all. M390 steel, titanium frame lock, and Best Tech is doing the OEM work. Now, a couple things that I really like about it. I like the style. You know, it's a sharp-looking knife. It has a lot of, sharp angles, and, it looks cool. It's definitely a cool-looking knife. So that's, everybody has their preferences of looks and all of that. I have a lot of different preferences of looks, and this is something that does look nice and aggressive to me that I can totally appreciate. Now, it has a dual ground American Tanto, so it's hollow here, flat here. What was it? About 130 thousandths blade stock thickness, and then it was about 17 thousandths behind the edge with their edge angle, about 22 thousandths in the center right here, because the flat area is going to be a little bit more robust. It does have multiple deployments. We have the reverse flick, which the hole, it's a little bit tight, but it's pretty easy to do. I don't really have no issues. If I was left-handed, I can still do it. So, yeah, it's pretty easy. You can ride the clip left-handed. You can thumb flick it. And then you also have a top flipper. The top flipper, I think, would be the primary way to flip this. That's probably the easiest one to do, and it is very, very easy. They have really good jimping on it, and it works extremely well. So the front flipper, I think, is the primary deployment on this. Then you have the regular or the back flipper, or flipper. It's a small inset flipper, so you do have to put your finger beyond the scales because, they cut out the scales in order to fit the flipper, and let the jimping grab your finger and yank down. And it does flip reliably, flips really well. The detent is well tuned for all 3 deployments, which is really cool. That in many cases is very hard to do, or can be difficult to do. Now, it does have decent access to the lock bar. As you can see, they do have it cut back a little bit, not a lot, but you can get it from the side, so it's definitely not a negative. I usually prefer more, but it's not a big deal. The frag pattern on it is very deep frag pattern, and you can feel it. You can definitely feel it. You can definitely feel corners on this knife. So, like I said, I do think it's a great looking knife, and I think the person that knife is going to be for is somebody who likes and wants a good looking knife that's going to be a light duty EDC. It's not going to be something you're going to be using to break down your cardboard. It's not going to be your work knife. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be a basic EDC knife for opening things up, and that's about it. Now, ergonomically, it's not the most comfortable knife, right? It's just small, lots of corners, lots of angles. Can you get a comfortable grip on it? Yeah, if you use the forward choil, it's a lot more comfortable in this grip because this little spot nestles in your hand, so it's not too bad. Pinch grips are really good. You can reverse grip it comfortably, but holding it back here, that's where, to me, I'm falling off the handle a little bit. It's just too small, so it's going to be, not as comfortable back here. But if you pull up, you'll be just fine. So, because of the ergos and, size, it's just not going to be one of those kind of knives. Now, some negative things, or nitpicks, I should say. Well, the flipper tab is a little bit uncomfortable. The regular flipper, not the front flipper. The regular flipper, it's inset in there. When you pull down, you tend to hit these corners. And you can avoid it by pulling kind of backwards. And that does work really good. And I've kind of gotten accustomed to doing that. But if you just yank straight down like this, you're going to drag over that part. And, it does kind of wear in on your finger a little bit. Like I said, the hole's a little bit tight to get to. I said, ergonomically, it's not the most ergonomic, but it's not that kind of knife. So, I'm not trying to review it for something it's not. It's a light duty EDC knife. You take it out of your pocket, you make your cut, you put it back. The next thing is, the clip is over frag pattern, which it's not horrifying. I don't want to make it seem like it's really bad. I've seen that a lot worse. But, you know, the tension on the clip is not heavy, which does help. So, but you are still going over frag pattern. So you feel it going in and out of the pocket. Is it that big of a deal? Not really, but it's something to note. I do appreciate the T8 hardware all the way around. That is something I greatly appreciate. I think it's, like I said, a good-looking knife. It's pretty fidgety, especially with that front flipper. And it's, you know, it's going to be a size knife that a lot of people like to carry, because a lot of people aren't, you know, breaking down cardboard all day. A lot of people are not on the job site with their knife, you know, slicing rope and straps and, you know, breaking down pallets and stuff. A lot of people are just carrying a basic EDC knife, which is exactly what this is. Now, the pre-orders are open right now. It's about $250. I'm going to link it down in the description for you guys. So if you guys do want to, you know, join the pre-order, all the information will be down in the description. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.